The 49-30 Atlanta Braves travel to Great American Ballpark to take on the 32-51 Cincinnati Reds, who sent out Robert Stevenson to the mound, making his 17th start with a pretty good season, 6-5 and a 3.11 ERA. We'll start things off top half of the first inning as Dansby Swanson's gonna rope one into center field, lands in front of Billy Hamilton somehow, and Swanson has himself a base knock. Then Freddie Freeman proceeds to come to the plate and smoke one to center field, but Billy Hamilton gets to it. Swanson thought it was going to be over his head off the bat, and he ends up getting doubled up back at first base. So no runs come across. Move on to the bottom half of the first, where Julio Teheran's on the mound. He's 8-3 with a 3.16, making his 17th start. And in the bottom half of the first, he would cap off a 1-2-3 inning by getting Joey Votto to ground out to Ozzie Albies. Move on to the top half of the second inning now, as Marwin Gonzalez is going to hit one into the right center field gap. That'll roll all the way up against the wall, as Margot has himself an easy stand-up double here in the top half of the second. Next batter up is John Ryan Murphy, who's going 2 outs into the left center field gap. Gonzalez scores from second. It's a RBI double for John Ryan Murphy. 1-0 Braves is the score. And then Ozzie Albies was trying to drive in John Ryan Murphy here, but Albies gets a hold of one, but it dies out right at the wall as it's put away. Only 1-0 as we move on to the top half of the third, where Dansby Swanson is going opposite way off of the wall. He's going to head himself into second base with a double. So he's on second in scoring position as Freddie Freeman comes up and he hits one past the first baseman Votto. Swanson holds up at third base. He thought about going but decides to hold up, so runners on the corners, 2 outs, and Matt Kemp gets the job done as he bloops one in right field, just barely fair, drives in Swanson. Freeman goes to third base, but we would move on to the top half of the fourth, where it's 2-0 Braves, and Marwin Gonzalez continues his hit parade, hits one right back up the middle, and he has a single. Next batter up is J.R. Murphy. He's going to hit one into the gap yet again, and Murphy is going to move into second base as the outfielder struggles with it, and Gonzalez goes to third. So second and third for the Braves as Ozzie Albies hits one into center field. Billy Hamilton will camp under it. Gonzalez is going to tag up from third, but the throw from Hamilton is on the money. As Mesoraco slaps the tag, it is still only 2-0. Move on to the bottom half of the fourth as Billy Hamilton picks up the Cincinnati Reds' first hit of the game in the fourth inning, a double into the gap. And with nobody out, as then Julio Teheran goes to work. Joey Votto comes up, he hits a line drive into center field, but Ender Inciarte is able to get there nonetheless. Hamilton can't even tag up, so he's still on second, as then Mesoraco hits one to third. Gonzalez fires across the diamond, it's 2 down. Next batter up is Scott Schebler. He's going down to the big curveball. As Teheran gets out of the jam, nobody comes across for the Reds. Move on to the bottom half of the fifth as Nick Senzel hits a little chopper to the shortstop. Swanson charging, fields barehanded, makes a nice play on Nick Senzel to retire him. Blake Wood comes out of the pen for the Reds in the top half of the seventh as Ender Inciarte is going down the right field line. It'll get up against the wall. Inciarte's got speed, so he gets his fleet feet into second base with a double. Brings up Dansby Swanson with 1 out, and he's going to hit one down the left field line. Inciarte scores no problemo, and Swanson has himself an RBI double. It is now a 3-0 Braves lead. Drew Storen comes on for the Reds in the top half of the ninth as Ozzie Albies somehow connects on one and it carries just barely over the fence in right center field. Ozzie Albies' second home run of the season makes it a 4-0 Braves lead as we move on to the bottom half of the ninth, where Nick Vincent comes on looking for the save, and he would complete a 1-2-3 inning by getting Devin Mesoraco to ground out to first base. Freeman steps in the bag himself, and that is your ball game. The Atlanta Braves come with the victory over the Cincinnati Reds by a score of 4-0 as the Braves improve to 50-30, 20 games over 500, and the Braves drop to 32-52. Julio Teheran gets player of the game honors. He went 7 strong, only gave up 2 hits and struck out 9 while walking 2. He's now 9-3. Stevenson is now 6-6 as he gets the loss. Dansby Swanson was 4 for 5 on the day. He was on fire. 2 doubles. John Ryan Murphy, 2 doubles as well. He was 3 for 4. Ozzie Albies 1 for 4. His only hit was the solo shot in the 9th. Marwin Gonzalez went 2 for 4 as the Atlanta Braves combined for 16 hits, 2 for the Reds. It is a 4-0 final, and with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of the Atlanta Braves franchise. I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.